Hey everyone, this video is going to be like just a morphing tips and tricks video so that people that already know how to edit can get some ideas from this. People that are totally new can get some ideas of like how to start. So I'm on Procreate right now, and this is the app that I use when I edit all of my pictures. So the picture that you see right now is the inspo picture. That's the picture that I'm using, and I'm going to put an avatar head on top of it and then start editing. So I'm sure a lot of you guys know already how to place the avatar head on the inspo picture, so that's what I'm going to do, and then I'll be right back. Okay, now that I've placed my avatar head on the inspo picture, I try to match the skin. You don't always have to do that, but that's what I like to do whenever I start. Or if the skin tone is like totally different from the avatar head, that's fine. You can always recolor the head or the skin, either one. But this is what I did. I matched the avatar head skin to the real life person skin, just not 100%, but like the best of my ability. So what I do first is I use my inking pen. It's like a tracer pen that I use like to outline stuff, so I use the color black. Okay, so I'm using the color black with my inking pen, and then I just draw, like, it doesn't have to be perfect, like just an example line, and then I go to the top left corner and press on this magic wand, and then I go to retouch and then go to liquefy, and I use the push here, and then I start moving around the line so that it can line up the jaw. Okay, now that the jawline is lined up, I aligned it so that it matches like the outline of it. So then I go back to my magic wand, and then I go back to retouch liquefy, and then I move around the jaw. I merge these two layers because this was the layer that I was drawing with my inking pen. So I'm going to merge these two and then start using the liquefy pen to like make the jaw look more natural and not like warped. So I try my best to like mess around with it till it looks like a cute chin. Because usually whenever I start, the chins always look bad. So this is what I do to like fix it first, and then I continue. So I'm gonna get this jaw fixed and then I'll be right back. Okay, now that the jaw is aligned, I usually start just working on the face first. It's totally your opinion of what part you want to start on, but when I edit, I start on the face. So I go to my brushes, and I have a lot of brushes that I use whenever I edit. A lot of them you can get when you can download them for free on websites and stuff. And most of them are free, some you have to pay for them. Most of the ones that I have, I've downloaded for free, and then I try to like label them so that I know what I'm clicking on and what I need to use and stuff like that. So okay, I'm gonna start adding skin detail to the face. So make sure that you have your new layer up, because if you all do it on one layer, it'll get messy and it won't be like as precise as you want it to be. So every time like I do like little details, I add a new layer all the time. So this is layer 2. I'm gonna use this, and then go to my skin shine, and then use my glitter spray paint, and then you can change the size and the opacity. I usually use 100, and then I just start, I get the color. I hold down on the color, and then when you hold down on Procreate, you can get colors, and it shows up on this top right circle. So if I'm gonna do like brown, it shows up here, or if I want to do like purple, it shows up here. Anyway, so that's just like a little tip. So I'm going to add like highlight to the cheek. This is what I usually do. I just like rub it and then blend it out on the edges sometimes. And then I go here to the top left corner to the magic wand. I press that, then I go to effects, and then I go to bloom. I put the size to 0, and then I zoom out, and then use the scrubber to like go back and forth. This is extreme. This is like the little the better that you do. So like this shows like it looks cute. It's like detailed, looks like skin. So I think I'll leave it at like 8.5 or not. It's way too low. I'll do like 14. So I'll keep that, and then I go back to my layers. I swipe right, I duplicate it, and then I go here to this mouse, and I flip the image horizontally, and then I drag it over so I don't have to redo it. So it's just so it matches on both sides. So that's for the cheek part, and then I highlight the eyebrow, the brow bone, the forehead, the bridge of the nose, the chin, and the cupid's bow here, and then the inner corners of the eyes. So I'm gonna highlight that stuff, and then I'll be right back. I'm gonna go to my layers, and I renamed these so you guys can like know what's here. I don't always do this, I'm just doing it for the video. So the cheek highlight, if I want to move it, this is where it is here. I have it in one layer so I don't get confused. This is for the forehead right here, and then I have the nose highlight, inner corner, cupid's bow, chin, brow bone. Okay, so I'm gonna show you like some details that I do with the eyes. I have an ink, not an inking pen, a highlighting pen here, light pen, and then I hold down, I get a color, and then I trace under the eye. So that's like a water line, and then I erase the harsh edges here with my eraser. Then I like how that looks. It opens the eye a little bit more, so then I can swipe right, duplicate it, and flip it to the other side too. After I'm finished with the waterline highlight, I add a new layer, and this is going to be for my bottom lashes. So I'm gonna name it bottom lashes. Okay, now I have bottom lashes as a brush, so I'm going to find that. And sometimes I get confused because I have so many, but here it is, bottom lash. So then I'm going to use the color black. I'm going to place it and then move it around so that it looks right. And I always use the liquify so that I can like merge it how I want it to look. So that one's done, duplicate, and then put it to the other side too. Sometimes I don't like how dark the bottom eyelashes look. I mean, they're cute, but I'm going to merge these two down and then change the opacity. I think that looks good. It's not as dark as before. This is a darker version. This is the one that I like. So it's always up to you. But so the eyes are mainly done. I usually sometimes line up the eye with my inking pen. So I'm gonna do that and show you how I do it. So I'm gonna go under the waterline highlight and go back to my inking pen and the color black, and then line this part right here. So it looks more detailed. The more little things you do, the more it all comes together. So that looks good. So then those are already together. So I'm gonna add a new layer, and this is something that I do not all the time. I'm gonna change the color to white, and then go to I forgot what it was called. I'm gonna find it really quick. Okay, you can use literally whatever you want. So I'm just gonna give an example. Something for the eye, you can use like hearts, Make sure they're not too huge. And like place them, that's way too big. And like place them so look, you literally can't see the heart, but it just looks like more detailed. And it looks cute. You can even put like a little heart here. Sometimes you can barely see it when the image is like so zoomed out, but these aren't the ones that I usually use. The usual one that I use is here, this one. So I have the color to white, and then I'm gonna delete this layer. Then I just change the size and then tap a couple times. Looks like a natural highlight. Like that. That looks cute. It's not as noticeable, but it's like the little details that matter. So I'm gonna flip this and then we'll start working on another part. Okay, I'm back here at my layers and I merged everything down and added it to the first layer so that it's out of the way. So I'm going to add a new layer and we're gonna start working on the lips. I go back to my inking pen and then I grab this color at like the edge of the lip, like the darkest part, and then change the size and then just start lining. And while you're lining, just keep going, because if it gets crooked, you can always use the liquify to fix it. So I'm going to go here, go to retouch, liquify, and then like move stuff around so it looks like not crooked, or the top lip's not too big, or you know, just whatever is your preference. That looks good. Also, it's kind of dark, so I'm going to go to the opacity and like shift it around. So I might do like this since it's not as dark. That's before, that's after. So I'll definitely like the after more, but it always depends on you. So now I'm going to go back to layer 1 and then use my smudging brush and smudge out some of these lines so that the lips look more full, like that. I don't do too much, just a little bit. Okay, now we're going to add some gloss. So I'm gonna go to a new layer and then go back to my light pen, grab this color here, and then start like lightly drawing. And when you back out, it definitely looks like lip gloss. So then I do this part up here and add some light to it, erase anything that's out of the lines on top, and then that definitely looks like gloss. So then sometimes if I want it brighter, I go back to the magic wand, go to effects, go to bloom, size 0, and then start like, it looks more like gloss when you go up. So you can do whatever you want, or you can also change the size and it'll like blur out more if you can tell at all, like this. So that looks really cute, I think. So I'll keep it at that. The lips are done, and then I go in with my inking pen again and I line the outside of the nostrils, oops, here. So this is what I'm going to do. I grab a color that's like inside the nostrils, or like a brown color, and then I trace, and then I erase the harsh edges at the ends like that, and then I'll go ahead, duplicate it, and add it to the other side. Okay, that's what I do. And then I'm going to change the opacity because it looks pretty dark. Okay, now that most of the face is complete, sometimes I add edges. I used to do that all the time, but I don't really do that anymore because I like more of the natural look, because when you use edges it just looks like sometimes they don't match the hair, so then it looks like it shouldn't be there. But it's always up to you. It's always up to whoever you're editing for. I have some baby hairs that I bought from a while ago, so I don't know. I don't think I'm gonna keep this, and this doesn't even look right, but just for an example, they look good, but I don't want it. So it's always up to preference. If you want it, you do. I'm going to start right here because there's like, it's miscolored. It's like brown and then white there. I'm gonna smudge that out, fix that, and then I'll show you what I do after. Okay, I fixed the part here that I said I would, and I just really used my blending brush, this right here, and I was like smudging like that on this area here. So the face is basically almost done. Just notice the part that I usually do. So I'm gonna go back to my inking pen really quick and then match the color here, and then change the size, and then line the top of the nostril. Whoops, forgot to add a new layer. Then line the top of the nostril. I'm going to use my eraser and erase any harsh edges. So duplicate, add it to the other side. Whoa. Totally butchering this right now. Okay. There we go. So then you can also change the opacity, however bright or whatever you want it. So now, as I'm looking at this picture, the ear looks a little too white. So I'm going to use my blending brush. Pick the color that's right beside the face. Change the size, color it. Go to the opacity. Move it down a little bit. Use an eraser brush and erase around. And then it should match the face a lot more. So there's that. And then I go back to the opacity and move it around. So I can just do it like a little bit so it looks more tan than before. White to tan. So, and then I'm going to move it around. I think that looks good. So that was before and after here. Okay, I like the way that looks. So we're going to move to the body. I'm going to merge everything down and add a new layer. I'm going to go back to my inking pen and go to black. I don't use black all the time, but I do most of the time because it looks like that you can see it more. So, okay, merge that down. So what I do with the body, the reason why I chose this photo to use for this video is because it's a front facing picture. It's super simple. It's not to the side. It's not angled weird. It's just facing the front. And I also chose something without like a lot of skin, so it's only really her neck, her shoulders, and her arms on both sides. And this gets really tedious sometimes when you have to trace stuff, but that's what you have to do. That's what I do, at least. You obviously don't have to, but because I know it's really time consuming, so I'll just give you a little example and then skip. So I just draw like a random line, and then I start fixing the line so that it looks like an outline of everything. And when you do this, it looks like you spent a lot more time on it, which you did, and it just really gives the effect of like an edit. That's why I like to do this to outline. Sometimes I don't because I'm lazy, but most of the time I do. So I'm gonna fix this a little bit here. Okay, that part, shoulder, is done. So then I'm going to add a new layer and then do this part down here. Doesn't always have to be perfect, but it's nice when it is. There's also this feature that's called Warp. I used to use it all the time when I didn't know about Liquify. I'll show you right now. Okay, that part is done. Add a new layer. I'll do like this part right here. Oops. Okay, then this is Warp. You press this and then I think you go here. That's Warp. And you can like move it to like this. I like the Liquify because it's way more detailed and it gives you more space to move around, but this isn't the worst. But I like, my preference is Liquify, so yeah, that helped a little bit, but I'm always wanting to use the Liquify because it just, I have more control over it, I feel like. So after I'm done aligning the entire outside of the body, I will come back and show you how I highlight the skin. Now that everything has been lined up, I am going to merge all of these together, add a new layer, and then go back to layer 1, go to my smudging brush, and just like smudge out some of the harshness so that it looks more soft like skin. So I don't do too much, just a little bit. Now I'm going to add a little bit of detail to her collarbone here. Okay, that looks good. Now I'm going to merge everything and then add a new layer. So now when I highlight the skin, I literally just do the same thing I did with the face. So I'm going to go to my skin detail or my skin shine glitter spray paint, grab this color, make sure I'm on a new layer. Yes, okay, and just start like shining. Then go to bloom and size 0 and then start moving it around. See however you like it. Change the opacity, just mess around with it till you like it basically. Looks good. Okay, then I'm gonna add a new layer and do the same for this side arm. To show you guys how I highlight the collarbone, I'm going to use my glitter spray paint, grab the color, change the size, do a little blending, and then bloom. Bloom's like my go-to now. And then add it to the other side. Okay, then I can change the opacity, merge them down together. Okay, then I'm gonna add a new layer and highlight this area right here and use bloom. Whoops. And then grab my eraser and erase like around the bottom part. There we go. Probably might make it a little bigger. Like that. And then change, maybe smudge out the top. Okay, and then yeah, that looks really good. Alright, so it looks realistic. Now I'm going to merge this stuff, add a new layer, and then I might do like a little bit on the neck here. See how it looks. If I don't like it, just leave it alone. Like that. Looks super simple. Now that everything is done, I'm going to merge all of my layers, and then this is the last and final part that I do when I'm done editing. So I'm going to go to the magic wand, go to effects, and bloom the entire picture. So you can, like, you know, it just makes it more brighter. So I don't put the size to 0. I like let it merge out more. So I might do like something a little bit more bright. And then I go back to the magic wand, go to effects, and then go to sharpen. And then you see how it's like not so clear, then I use sharpen, and it makes it look a little like pixelated, but that's why I don't do it to 100. So I'll probably do it to like 50. Okay, so after doing that, I'll do before and after. So I think that looks a lot better than how blurry it was before. This is how we started, and this is how we finished. It looks so much more detailed than before. The chin is fixed, the skin is shined, and it looks more realistic than before. So thank you guys so very much for watching. I hope that this helped some of you. If you have any questions, please feel free to ask me.